Okay, so now I want to make my stair at the entry, and so if we just got a photo here, you can see the risers fairly clearly in that one, I think. And we had another photo that was showing the entry step a little bit better. But basically, if you count the risers there should be 10, and then the threshold is extra. And so I've worked out as well that the entry is 250 above the ground floor level, and then the stairs finish 190 below the first floor level. So we need to know all of those things before we can make the stair. And also I know that the stairs are not a standard riser, so they're higher than would be legal now. And again, we need to just be aware of that. So I'm going to, firstly in the ground floor plan, so I've opened up ground floor in floor plans, and then I'm going to use stair by sketch. So by clicking on the arrow next to the stair tool, you can choose stair by sketch rather than stair by component. And then are you in ground floor in the floor plans? Yeah. Yeah, sure. So before I draw anything, I'm going to click on Edit Type in Properties, and then Duplicate.
And then what?
And then Duplicate. And so I'm going to call this, let's say, 210 max riser. The going, I haven't checked actually, so I'll just measure that now. So the going is the tread, and it is, let's say, 240. Yeah, exactly. So 240 tread. I know they're trying to force everyone to say going, and in the BCA it does say going as well. Yeah. But most people still just call it tread. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And so it's just to remind you, the name, doesn't have to be that, but again, it doesn't hurt just to have that there as a reminder. So I'm going to click OK, and then you'll see it's got maximum riser height. So I'm going to change that to 210, and then minimum tread depth I'll make 240. So it's really important that you realise those things are not legal anymore. 190 should be a maximum riser for any new stairs, and then for private stairs you can go down to 240 for the tread, but for public stairs at 250 is the minimum. Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, yes you would. Yeah, often. Yeah, you can always add stairs all the time. Yeah. So you might not do well. There's a good chance you'll do full staircases. But even if you're not doing those, you might be doing a deck or something where you need some steps up or down. Yeah, if they've hired an architect, but the smaller jobs they won't have an architect. Yeah. So for little alterations, they won't use an architect usually. So they'll just hire a designer or a decorator to do the drawings. Yeah. The builder won't do the drawings at all, so you have to do all of that for them. And the builder's not involved in New South Wales until right at the end. In other states, they had the builder on earlier because it's a requirement of the planning consent. But But no, New South Wales, they're the last people on the job, so you'd be required to work this all out first. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to click OK, and then in properties it should have base level, which is ground floor, should be ground floor, and then top level should be level 1. So in properties. Yep. And top level, level 1. But then remember, we need to bring the base up 250, so base offset needs to be 250. Yep. And then top offset, we need to come down 190, so minus 190. Yeah. And then you can draw a stair. So to draw it, you can just click a point almost anywhere, because we're going to move it afterwards. So just somewhere in the front yard, and then if you go to the right, just take it all the way to the end. Oh yes, all the way to the end of that that black rectangle that comes up, and just make sure it stays as a straight stair that's perfectly horizontal. So that blue line is the one you dragging with the cursor, and as long as you go past the end of that and past the end of that black rectangle, then that's going to give you all 10 rises, which it's, notice, worked out automatically for you. It would have been on run, so I didn't click on it, but it was on that. If you've gone and clicked something else, just click on run again. And yeah. So notice it's automatically calculated the rises. We didn't need to tell it. So you can adjust that if you're curious. You can, in properties, change the desired number of rises, but we don't have to. Yeah. Yeah. So now, I'm going to finish it, just clicking tick, and have a look at it in 3D view.
Even though it's not in the right.
Yep. Just so you can see what it's made.
Oh my god, mine's not finished.
Yeah, so it's going to use your fencing, which you may not want. So we'll fix those things up, and then we'll come back and move it afterwards into the right position. So this is just a good way of looking at some of the other properties. So the two railings are separate objects. You can just select those using control, just select the two railings, and in properties, just change it to one like the 900mm pipe, which is pretty close to what you have there in reality. The 900mm pipe is the one I'm going to use. And we'll take those extra balusters out afterwards, which again, these days is totally illegal. But
What's the baluster?
so the railings below the handrail, those extra rails.
We'll take them out now.
We'll take them out after. Yeah, so there is it. Yeah, but then so the other thing's the stringer. So if you again select that stair, you can see that it's got these boards on the side, and so if you're not sure, they're your stringers, and we don't have those in this stair. We've got a sort of a stringer, but it's solid. So if we go around, you can see, hopefully, in one of these photos. You can just see the end of it there. It's basically solid underneath. So you can basically see there. Okay, so it's solid underneath. And so that's a very difficult thing just to do with the stair properties. So you're better off not doing it, not trying to do it with the stair, and just come back and model it in afterwards. So using extrusions, you can just make your own. Right, so yeah, that's why I'm just going to get rid of them. So if you select the stair and go to Edit Type, then just scroll down and you'll find the risers area. And you've got the, also not risers, the stringers area below that. And so you've got then right stringer and left stringer, and you'll see they're both set to closed. So you can set those both to none. And then the other option I'm going to get to change is the last riser. So see how there it's got a riser. The riser is the bit that comes up. The vertical element is the riser and the horizontal element is the tread. So it's got end with riser turned on. Just going to turn that one off. So the tick box that you have there. And that will remove that riser that's above that last step. Because essentially the floor is going to do that for us. The floor will be the last riser. End with riser. Yep. That's it. Click OK. And it'll have a message about actual number is different from desired number. That's fine. Okay, so it's telling us there that the actual number now is 9 when the desired number is 10, but notice how it's still the same shape stair that we want. The reason it's telling us that is because we've removed that last riser part, but that doesn't affect the calculations, and that's exactly how you want it to be.
Why have you left that gap?
Oh, because the floor then will fill in that gap. Oh, so we're going to come back and move the stair now into position as well, and that'll fill the gap in. Oh yeah, I'll have a look at that. So you might need to change your riser count. Yeah, I'll have a look at that. So so now I'm just going to move this into position, and that's all we need to do for now. So to move it, it's easiest to go to the level 1 floor plan. And then you can just move it there, selecting the stair. You can just click the move button. Yep. Snap to the midpoint of the last step on the end of the down arrow, and then go to the midpoint of your landing. So if you might need to move the cursor a bit till you get the triangle to come up. Click. Have a look in your 3D view. Yep. Yeah. Triangle. Yeah. So I'll have a look in a second, but I'm just going to change this floor now, just so you can see the gap filled in, because that floor is sitting basically adjacent to the stairs. So I'm just going to change this floor to a different thickness. For now, I'll just choose generic 300mm, just so you can see that the stair does go right up to it. And that's probably enough for now. I'll show you.
How did you change that?
I just by selecting the floor, and then in properties I've changed it to generic 300mm. Yeah, just so you can see that the stair does go right up to it, and that's why we took that last riser out. So I'll finish that and I'll show you the little fiddly things you might need to check.